What does John Johns put in his hot chocolate?
Chocos.
No, Martian mallows.
Marshmallows.
Welcome to the greatest DC comic show on YouTube, Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. Happy holiday weekend. I'm so happy that you wanted to spend some of your weekend hanging out with us. It's always an honor and a thrill, and we're so glad that you're here. How is your holiday weekend going, Mr. Signature King?
I'm productive.
Oh, really? But that's
Yeah.
okay, isn't it?
Yeah, and I did something this weekend that I haven't been able to do, and it is comic book related for a very long time.
You want to tell now, or we're going to find out soon?
Yeah.
Sure,
I can
go
talk
ahead.
about it right now. I went on a comic book store crawl
Oh, how was it?
with a friend, and it was amazing. I hit 4 or 5 stores
Yeah.
all in one trip. It was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Did you find some good stuff?
Yeah.
Good.
Probably too much.
That's even better.
And I found a store that obviously the comic books kind of deal with, a lot of different types of collectibles. But I
Mhm.
found one I've never been to that sells retro 1960s, 70s, and 80s lunch boxes.
Oh, that's nice. Like
Yeah, I'd
originals,
never
not
seen it,
not
but
repros.
not repros, like from
Wow.
the 60s and stuff. I found a Justice League one, but they wanted way too much for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it had the original thermos with it too.
Did you see the Wonder Woman one from the 70s?
I did see a Wonder Woman one. I don't know
Cool.
when it's from, but yeah,
Yeah,
there
yeah,
was a
yeah.
Wonder Woman one.
Yeah. Do you remember if it was yellow or blue? Because it was the same lunchbox. One version was yellow, one version was blue.
It was red,
Oh, it was red. Okay.
and it was plastic.
Yeah, plastic makes sense. So,
Yeah.
okay.
There was a
Cool.
Justice League one that was metal, like all metal.
I had that as a kid, so that's pretty awesome. There was a restaurant I used to go to near my hometown. They would have those original lunch boxes from the 70s and 80s lined up on the walls all around the entire restaurant. So
They're
that was
cool.
always cool. Yeah.
I've never really owned a lunchbox, so just to
Yeah.
see those was awesome. And
That's
you know,
awesome.
shout out to another local comic shop here in Central PA, Dimension X. If you're in town, you're looking for a shop, hit them up. They're huge. They got everything,
Nice.
everything.
Nice. Do you want to talk real quick before we bring in our special guest, which I'm really excited about? You put out a video this week talking about your 2,000 subscriber.
What? Oh, it wasn't me that put that video out.
Well, it's you talking. It's you and it's your voice. I mean, do you want to talk about that or?
It is. I think this is a good lesson we can learn about. Fact checking your media sources.
Oh,
This
oh,
is yeah, right. Don't get all your information in one place, and don't believe everything you see on the internet. It's a great opportunity to learn about it.
so you're saying that's not you?
That is the definition of fake news.
What did you think when you saw that?
I it was interesting. It was interesting. I could tell it was fake because it was in the old office.
And you had no recollection of ever doing it.
And yes. But as someone who works with AI on a regular basis, it was pretty obvious. But it's getting
Okay,
better. It looked good though. It looked good.
it did look pretty good, except for that one little glitch, but the rest of it
Yeah,
looked
there's like a
pretty
little
good.
glitch.
So,
Boop, boop.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We have a special guest that we're bringing back tonight on Fanboys Live in the Retro Review that we are so happy about. Um, this guy has such great energy and he's so much fun to be around, and you know you're going to have a great time when he's hanging out with you. So we're so excited that tonight he chose to spend some time to come back with us again. It's Cliff on Comics. Hi, Cliff.
Hello. And
How
look
are
at you.
you?
I'm good. Look at you climbing to that 1,000 subscriber. I love that.
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying. So thank you. I know that you gave me a huge boost not too long ago, too. I woke up one morning and I'm like, holy shnikes. I mean, I was here and then I was there.
I was like, listen, I call in the Legion of Super Gays just like one time. And then and it's good. Like they show up for me. And then that's it. Now to get you 1,000, I'm like, I'm like, they're all there. You got
They're all
everybody.
there. Okay. Well, I'm happy to have them, and I'm certainly happy to have you on the show tonight. So welcome. I also know that you took a little personal time away to be on tonight because it is your mom's birthday. So happy birthday to her.
It is. She's a great old and like she's just loving it.
Yep.
And you know, we had a lovely day with my nieces and two of my great nieces. And we had cannoli cake, we had mango cheesecake cookies that my niece's coworker. So my niece is she's a manager for food prep at a bougie supermarket.
Okay.
Like 20 minutes from where we live. So she brought this cannoli cake from the bakery and had chocolate dipped cannolis all around it, and then the cannoli layers in between. My mom loves that. But her buddy at the bakery is like, oh, I was experimenting, try these. So she brought these mango cheesecake cookies that were amazing. And there's a gentleman I befriended at the bougie supermarket near my job who makes sushi. And I went to go pick it up today, and I missed him. But the head of their food prep, she came over, and she's just like, oh, he's so sorry he couldn't see you, but he left this platter with a note, happy birthday to your mom, and it's on the house. So we got this badass platter of sushi, and then I stopped by our favorite Chinese restaurant, and I got house lo mein, chicken lo mein for those who don't eat pork, and then Singapore rice noodles, which is my mom's favorite. So we had all these noodles, all this sushi, all this cake. It was really lovely. And,
nice.
And of course the kids are great. And the girls being like my 20-something nieces who are all grown-ass women now. So it was just a lot of talking. I made a joke about how I have to prepare my memoir, and they're like, please, Uncle Cliff, write it. We want to read it. Just write it.
Nice. Well, to pay tribute and honor to your mom on behalf of her birthday, here is Signature King.
And I'm going to pass it over to Tim, the comic collector, from here.
We have no Tim tonight.
All right. Sorry, man.
We tried. So, well, I hope she's having a
happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah, happy birthday.
She's up. I'm sure she's upstairs festering because we have not been to the casino. That's what I'm sure is happening.
Okay. Awesome. I want to say hi to our live chat, which starts out with White Tiger Cool, Calm Collected. Ruby G, Moobunga to you, my friend. And thank you for being first one in the live chat so far. If you're watching on the rewind, thank you as well for spending some time with us. So, Signature King, it's DC Comics news time. Oh, Jason, Southern Comic Geek, has just popped in with us. Hi, Jason. Hope you're having a good holiday weekend. What's going on news-wise, Mr. Signature King?
There's some definite news. Someone was interviewing James Gunn, and he asked about the Waller series, which I'm very excited about. I love Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. That's a home run cast. And he said it definitely is still happening. It is a slow process because some projects have been moved up in terms of priority, but Waller is still a green light, and he can't wait to see Viola Davis. And me too. He spoke again on Paradise Lost. He said, again, that's still happening. Other projects have been moved in front of it, but it's still happening. And sticking with James Gunn movies, we move over to Clayface. Clayface is currently, in being filmed. And we have soft confirmation that it is 100, like some people want the Batman, Robert Pattinson to come over to James Gunn. And this is kind of confirmation that it's not happening. Some scenes leaked from the Clayface movie, and one of them showed a Gotham City Police car, and the badge and the overall architecture of the car in the city don't match.
They don't match.
They're not even close.
All right.
And that's kind of a dead giveaway that they're probably most likely not having Robert Pattinson.
Okay.
And that's okay. It can be its own thing and still be awesome. Like, it doesn't need to be a James Gunn thing to be a good movie.
Yeah.
And I kind of want. Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, I just want to say hi to Jay Margolis. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. So,
no,
how you doing, Jay? Thanks for stopping by. We're happy that you're here tonight. Go ahead.
Oh, Southern Comic Book Geek. Go ahead. Just booked a hotel for Baltimore. Yeah, man. I don't know if I'm spending the night. I might just do Saturday, but Heck yeah, bro. Let's
And Cliff's in the chat too.
Cliff is in the chat.
Yep.
I'm
But,
omnipresent.
yes, but that's kind of cool. I am excited to see a Batman casting, and that always is generates a lot of hype. So it's still possible we could see Alan Rickman, Jason Rickman, not Alan Rickman.
To say, I'm like, from the dead. What are we doing? Like,
although that would be a fun cast, because he does not fit. That'd be one of those casts, like a terrible cast, but would kind of be fun to watch.
Because he's dead.
Well, besides the fact that he's dead.
Yeah.
But
are you talking about Alan Ritchson?
Yes.
That's who he's talking about.
I know who he's actually talking about, but the original faux pas, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
No, we should dig him up.
Dig him up. Hey, with AI these days, he could be in it.
That is the last thing I want. So I don't know if you guys are aware, like, there's like a human response that, like, for us to be like disgusted or disdain for things that look human but are not human, right? That is how I feel about most AI. Like, I see it and I can gutturally sense it's AI, and I'm like repulsed by it. Like, once in a blue moon, something will be so funny that I'm like, I love how funny this is. I'm not repulsed, but the rest of the time, guttural repulsion.
Understand.
Interesting. Yeah.
Cliff, are you watching Peacemaker?
Of course I'm watching Peacemaker.
Are you no spoilers or anything, but are you enjoying it?
Of course. One of my husbands is in it, and he already was like mostly naked.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. Like, do you understand if I met Vigilante covered in blood, knocking at my door, being like, I need a shower and a place to chill. I don't care how much disassociative, I don't care how effed up he is. I'm inviting him in. I'm going to I will wash the blood off of his naked body. Like, okay. I will do everything in my power to make him into the best man possible. I will give him all the love that clearly was taken from him throughout his life. I don't care. I'm in love with the character, the actor. I'll take whatever voice, the British voice, the English voice, sociopath, non-sociopath. I don't care. Like, that man looked like he has a sense of humor. I'll make it work. I'll just figure out how to make it work. There are very few people that I'll be like, you know what? You're kind of a cold-blooded killer, or you like to blow stuff up in the backyard, but like, he does me good.
I have two questions for you about Peacemaker. Okay. Is the season 2 intro as acceptable as season 1 was?
Sure. But did you see the season 2 intro? Are you
yes,
familiar?
No, I've seen it.
Okay,
yeah.
Right. So you know what they did, right?
Yeah.
I think that's fine, right? I thought that was some wonderful. It not only told you what happened in season 1, but also course corrected all of the commentary to reflect the universe that we're joining them in. Cool.
Second question.
Yeah.
Are any Eagles on a DC comic book automatically are they automatically supposed to be eagly or just a common eagle?
I think they're mostly common eagles.
Okay, so Eagly hasn't really had like a lot of comic book appearances.
But he is in Peacemaker Presents Vigilante and Eagly. So you can find him in a comic right now.
Good. I mean, I was just saying that I have like this old 1982 Wonder Woman comic book where she's in front of.
Do it be great if they take that? If they take that and Superman with the bird, if they take those covers from like the last 30 years, not all of DC history, but like the last 30 years, and use them in the show as like Eagly's Hall of Fame, where like it's like well, people love Eagly. Like, there he is with Superman. There he is with Wonder Woman. Like, I would love that so much.
Eagly's pretty awesome.
Eagly
Tony,
is awesome.
Tony Eagly's an eagle.
He is, I believe.
Yes, I just want to make sure you know.
And a smart eagle.
Yes, he is.
And I don't care what anyone says. He hugged Peacemaker twice.
Yes, he did, and that was very nice. We have Batman Day coming up, and just announced a special Batman Year 2 Issue 1 Batman Day 2025 special edition. It's a reprint of Detective Comics issue 575. Will either one of you be celebrating Batman Day 2025?
I will celebrate it as I always do, wearing my Superman paraphernalia.
You rebel. What about you, Signature King? Will the Kingdom be observing that day?
Absolutely. My LCS always goes above and beyond. They always got cool sales. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to be participating.
Cool. That's set for September 20th. So, just a couple weeks away. Hey, Noshhead is here. Hi, Nosh. How you doing?
Nosh.
Good to have you stopping by. Any other news, Mr. Signature King?
Yes. Moving over to actual comic books. So, I guess DC and Marvel both saw success and a lot of pre-orders for Batman Deadpool crossover that's happening, and they are sounds like they're definitely going to do it again with another pair of characters, and it sounds like it's going to be Captain America and Wonder Woman.
Well, she does like herself a blonde guy named Steve.
And it sounds like, there are several already in the works, including, I think it's going to be awesome if this is real and it does happen, the Vision and Red Tornado.
That would be cool.
Awesome. Two humanoid androids. That would be awesome. That would be so cool.
Yeah. Even though they're both two humanoid androids, can I tell you something interesting from my childhood? In my childhood, I always thought of Vision's parallel as Martian Manhunter.
Really? That's interesting.
Right. They can both phase through walls. They can Vision. Martian Manhunter just straight up transforms, but Vision can adjust his density to lighter or heavier. Right. I just felt like the two of them were like, I don't know, really weird cousins.
I get it.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. I want to say hi to Gordon. Gordon's still enjoying. A couple weeks ago, we had or maybe it was just last week, we had a Starro story.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'd be all over that Vision and Red Tornado.
Yeah, that's fun.
That would be really cool.
And you know which one I have no shame in? Crypto and Jeff the Landshark. I would eat that up.
I could see that being pretty successful.
Wouldn't it be Crypto and Lockjaw, though?
Listen, they gave us one of the alternate covers is Crypto and Jeff the Landshark. So I'm just saying, now that we got that as an alternate cover for Batman Deadpool, now that that's in my mind, I'm ready. And Green Arrow, Daredevil, like, oh my God, please, like, let the Hand and the League of Assassins team up so that we can watch these two men go for it.
I would rather see Daredevil and Nightwing, to be honest with you. I think that'd be a little bit better. I mean, don't get me wrong, Green Arrow would be great.
Listen, it will be too redundant because they'll both be using the freaking clubs and all of the, and like it would just it's too much between Nightwing swinging around and the other one with the. It's too, and then like the whole time Daredevil will be like, well, I don't have an ass as good as this guy. It'll be a whole thing.
But I think if Green Arrow and Hawkeye, because then they could see, the whole issue is them like fighting bad guys and like just seeing who's the better archer.
Yeah,
trying to one up each other, like in Suicide Squad, where he had a Peacemaker and I'm already blanking here. Idris Elba's character in Suicide Squad. I don't remember. Bloodsport.
Yep.
Because that's what they did. A scene they were doing a one-up. Can you imagine a comic book where Hawkeye and Green Arrow, the whole comic, like they're just, and then Green Arrow has his, boxing glove arrow. Let's see Hawkeye do that, and then Hawkeye has some like exploding arrow. Like it'd be fun. It'd be really fun.
Listen, if they go as far as Green Arrow whipping out the Phantom Zone arrow, I would like. First of all, I'm already down for it. But like, if the big conclusion is, oh no, it's Zod, and like Hawkeye's like, what do we do? I don't have a kryptonite arrow, and Green Arrow's like, Phantom Zone arrow.
Nice.
That would be fun.
Hello to John's Comics with Friends who stopped by. Hope you're doing well and have a good D&D session tonight.
One of our all-time favorite people.
Yes,
is
absolutely.
D&D for them?
Yeah, it's over on John's channel now. It'll
Yeah.
start. It's not right now, but it will be starting in a little bit.
I know it's every other week.
No, it's every week.
No, it's every other week.
It's every week, but sometimes they take a week off.
Oh, why do they make it so confusing? I thought it was specifically every other week because someone's schedule needed to allow for it.
A lot of confusion tonight.
There is so much of the confusion.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is for tonight. For freaking in 23 minutes and 54 seconds. There
Oh my gosh.
They're going to do a campaign of all bards. Everyone's a bard.
They're not. But I love them. And like, let me tell you how I am jealous, like not being there. And I am thinking that I'm going to gather a few people who've never played and I'll just like run a mini campaign, just to give them a taste of like what it is,
Cool. Signature King, do we have more news?
That's it for me. I'm solid.
Awesome. You want to pull up the retro review, and we had our special guest tonight pick, and we're starting with the Legion of Superheroes, issue 4. But Cliff, tell us about your picks tonight and why you chose these things.
Well, oh my God, it's really I want to make it not complicated for you, right? Because like my brain is like all the things, gore.
I'm
like,
gore, but
so like I love gore. So like so I was on another show and I had picked A Day in the Life of Wonder Woman, written by Phil Jimenez and Joe Kelly, and I love it. And I've talked extensively with Phil Jimenez about that book. And Phil wrote all of Wonder Woman's lines, and Joe Kelly wrote all of Lois Lane's lines when they wrote that issue.
That's cool.
And I love it. But the show I had been on, although people enjoyed it, everyone was like, wow, this was such a hefty read, right? And it was not action-packed. Tony Old Wolf, I love you.
Hey, Old Wolf.
So I had watched who the guest was the week before me, and they chose this specific issue, right?
Okay.
But I happen to love this issue as a pairing, issues 4 and 5.
Okay.
And then I originally suggested A Day in the Life to you, and then I was like, no. First of all, you're a Wonder Woman aficionado. I feel like I'm sure you're more than familiar with that issue, right?
I am.
And then I'm like, but people are not familiar enough with the Legion. The Legion needs like more. And look at John. Yeah, sadly, when coordinating 6 people's schedules for D&D, it's irregular at best. I understand. I was there. So anyhow, back to this. So I was like, okay, so I love issues 4 and 5, but what do issues 4 and 5 say to me, right? Like, it's about, and I was like, well, it's a lot about power and responsibility and stuff like that. And then, of course, I love Superman. So I was trying to think of a Superman issue that like really, really spoke to me. And I was like, oh my God, that Metropolis mailbag. I love that Metropolis mailbag, especially when I was younger. And I haven't reread it in ages. So, and then I asked you for links to follow up. And I'm so glad you did, because it saved me so much trouble, right? And anyhow, I read these issues and I was like, wow, it's like still powerful for me. Of course, I'm a little more invested with the characters, right? And then I read the Superman one and I still love it. But of course, it reads clunkier than when I was younger. Also, I feel like I've grown away from Jackson Geiss's like art of the time, right? Like I was like, oh, there's a lot of heavy, unusual shadow, but you know what? It still sells the story. It's still got one of my favorite splash pages in it with Superman bringing Santa in. So like all of that, because that too is about power and responsibility, right? So like that, and I know like I'm the only person who's ever come here like I have a theme. So I was like, let's do power and responsibility. Let's just do that in a nutshell.
Awesome.
So here we are. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was my lengthy explanation, everybody. Thank you.
All right. Power and Responsibility kicks off with Legion of Superheroes. This was the direct market Baxter series that would later get on to be reprinted as Tales of the Legion of Superheroes about a yearish later. So here we have our first cover for issue 4. You can flip the page, Mr. Tony, and we will find that we are on the planet Orlando, somewhere between the universe it should be and another. And we have some boasting going on by Lightning Lord about how well that they have accomplished their mission. So when we zip to the next page, we see that we have the Legion of Supervillains. And first of all, not all of them think that they really did a huge success of what they were supposed to do. Nemesis Kid is reminding them that he's the one who's in charge, and he wasn't quite as impressed with what they had. But they did move the planets, and they took some Legion of Superhero members with them. So they're trying to decide, you can flip the page again, when it's time to attack again. And the big thing that they get into is we have to kill these heroes. We can't just be the villains that just take them in and hold them hostage or whatever. We have to show how tough we are by actually killing them. How many of you in here can really kill these people? And they debate that for a little bit. And then as we go on to the next page, we catch up with our Legion of Superheroes. And they are where the planet should be, and they are very stumped of not knowing what's going on. The planet's gone, Wildfire's gone, so they're just in this state of shock. Colossal Boy is getting a little bit queasy out there too. Dawnstar with her power, she's not even able to track them. She says it's just as if they vanished. Brainiac 5 thinks that they're not dead. He just has this feeling that they aren't, but they can't tell exactly what has happened. Too many lives are hostage to our answering your question, Mon-El, is what Brainiac 5 says. So now we cut back to the planet Orando, and we see that we have a prisoner, one of the Legion of Superheroes that's been taken, and she's laying out, and she realizes she must have been out for hours, and she's not sure exactly what's going on either, and she's more surprised when she goes to pound on the cell door, and the distorters that were blocking her powers exploded and her wrists weren't blown up either. So she's free. No one's even around her when you go into the next page. And she finds her other Legion of Superhero captives that have been caught. This is Princess Projectra too. So her husband's in there, Karate Kid, and she says, hey, I'm going to try to get us help. If I'm not able to get us help and figure out what's going on, I'm going to come back and try to free you. And but I'm going to try to contact the rest of the Legion. And Karate Kid is really upset with the situation that's going on. It's this gizmo that he's kind of locked into. He says it's got to be weakening our minds as well as our willpower and our superpower. And the next page, he's using all the strength that he can to try to bust free out of this thing. And it's obviously a struggle, but you see at the bottom panel, he is able to break through.
Who's the artist on this? This is pretty good. I don't recall.
This is Steve Lytle, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
One
Okay.
of my 3 favorite Legion artists.
Yeah.
So, because like he just, I don't know, there was just something, like it looked comic booky, but like strong, and I always loved that about his work.
So in between universes, we have the Legion of Supervillains, and they're in discussions again that we're going to kill them. And they're kind of talking about who's going to be killing who and who wants the dibs on who. When all of a sudden we see that our hero Projectra, who's has escaped, she's run into them on the next page. And she realizes what's going on, how much doo-doo that they're in. And she has to try to find a way to try to stop them. And she says it's not the safest thing, but here goes nothing. And she rips some of the power cords, which affects the control panel. On the next page, they turn around to see what's going on. And, they're like, excuse me, this is Lightning Lass.
I'm just saying,
I'm so sorry.
Like, this is Lightning Lass.
This is Lightning Lass. I'm so sorry. Princess Projector was still in the cell with Karate Kid.
Her husband who freed them. Yeah.
Yes. So... it's Lightning Lass versus Lightning Lord. And she's like, Lightning Lord, he isn't here with you right now, but I'm here. And so he can't protect you. And she's ready to go full scale on them. On the next page, she lets loose and, she takes a lot of them out all at once. So,
and they're not expecting her to have these powers.
Exactly. So it was just as much of a shock as when she pounded her fists up against the wall and got loose. So she has her original powers back. So she says that kind of gives me a chance. And they're trying to figure out how to contact the Legionnaires. So, and she says, the controls don't make sense. There's no autopilot set for our universe, but there is one for this limbo universe where, the planet's been transported. So I guess that's her only choice. So back on the Legion headquarters on Earth, Cosmic Boy is talking here that he's brought in everyone that he can. He brought in the reserves. He brought in the substitute Legion. He brought in the Academy. He's talking to Dream Girl too, that this is a huge deal. They're going to need as many resources as they can. And he realizes, he turns around and he's got his resources for them and they're ready to take on the Legion of Supervillains. Back in Orlando, the Legion of Superheroes has finally gotten freed and they're trying to assess their situation on what's going on. And they realize that somehow the supervillains use teleportation to yank the planet out of their universe, but they're not sure why they were brought along. And they're like, well, considering everything they've done from burglary to mass murder, do we really need to figure out their motives? And they're like, no, but maybe these power spears are a weak point, so let's go see what we can find out. So we have Karate Kid up there too, and he's asking on the next page to be let go. He is going after Nemesis Kid, who he sees, and he lands, and they both monologue with each other a little bit, with Nemesis Kid saying, I knew it would come to this ever since the day we both joined the Legion. It's your crude physical powers against my invincibility. I am very tough. I probably could take out Superboy, and he's like, your death will open my reign over this planet and the universe that waits. So up above them on the next page, we have the rest of the Legion trying to take out these power spears where they're running into members of the Legion of Supervillains. And they weren't expecting as many as they got. One was okay, but when they saw the rest of them, they didn't know what was going on. We cut back over to Nemesis Kid versus Karate Kid fighting, and Karate Kid's got the upper hand, at least in the very beginning. And Nemesis Kid really has him struggling. And he mentions how it took Karate Kid a lifetime to gain his powers, and it's only going to take him seconds to acquire it and be better. On the next page, Karate Kid starts to fight back, and as they continue to fight, Nemesis turns around and gets the upper hand once again and starts to take him down. We cut again to up above, the fight that's going on between the superheroes and the supervillains, and they see... Is that Ultra Boy?
That's Ultra Boy versus Olvir. Which I love. Yeah. I love that Ultra Boy is like, wow, this guy's got all the powers of Superman, but he's an idiot, and I'm going to use that.
Yep, so he does, and that's what knocks him down. As on the next page, as he lands below, we have Princess Projector. Remember, that's Karate Kid's wife, and her projection illusions mean absolutely nothing to what's going on, and he sees right through them. Kind of gives her a big bitch slap at the bottom of the page. The next page, he turns his attention back, or actually on the next page, it's Karate Kid going after Nemesis Kid and fighting again.
Go back one page. I want to point out to you that Nemesis slaps Projecta, but that is the shadow of Karate Kid coming because you touched my woman.
Yeah.
All right. That's. I love this issue.
Yes. So that's triggered that final burst of rage in him to go after Nemesis Kid, as they're doing on the next page. And for a little bit, it looks again like maybe Karate Kid has the upper hand, but you go another page and Nemesis Kid is right back. He has his Legion flight ring on his hand and his fist is about to go in his face, and he declares, "You're dying. Your life is over." Princess Projectra starts to scream, but Karate Kid turns around, grabs Nemesis Kid, and knocks him flat to the ground. So you got this back and forth duel that's going very well. And Princess Projector says, that they're killing the planet. Don't let them kill you too. She's like, please, my love. He's like, it's too late. He's like, too late for me, but it's not too late for the planet. And he says, goodbye, lover. It's been fun. She screams Val as she starts to cry. And he starts flying off. And he says, And I always did want to go in battle. You get to keep your planet, kid. Don't forget me. And then on the next page, he crashes right into that big reactor, and it appears that he has died. In our epilogue, the storms continue to rage on the planet. We have 1 person dead, 6 that are helpless, and 1 is coming back to risk her life for theirs.
So again, I just freaking love it.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful story.
I'll say hi to a few people who have popped in, including Just a Little Podcast. He's saying no.
And by the way, I got to tell you, you can tell that you can so tell this is written by a man because of the whole you get to keep your planet kid. They're like the same age, like kid.
Yeah.
It's like nowadays when I hear young men call their girl bro, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm disoriented. Like, don't say that in front of me. Like calling your woman bro in front of me is like walking around saying moist to some other people. Like it just, I'm like, ah.
Okay. All right, Mr. Tony, take it away.
Yes. So full heads up, everybody. I have no idea the Legion of Superheroes. Not a team that I know a ton about. And this issue was a little rough because in Lasso's issue, like they would call each other, Superboy or Saturn Girl or whatever. Lightning, like at the big art where you have I'm Lightning Lass. Like I didn't have that in this issue. I have no idea who anybody is. It's like a comic book not knowing any of these heroes' names. So it was very confusing. So just forewarning. So if you guys have any tips on how to explain who these characters are, by all means, feel free to jump in because I was pretty lost on this one. I don't get overly lost, but this one was brutal for me. But I did enjoy the art. Overall, it is an awesome story, but the artwork is really good. Especially this cover. Look at that. That's cool.
So that's the cover for when they reprinted the issue.
Yeah. Right, but that's a great
cover.
A cool poster. I think that would be a wonderful poster. Again, I couldn't tell you one person on that cover, not a single one.
I'm so sad for Mon-El right now because I'm like he's the most recognizable of all of them, and not even him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do know who Brainiac 5 is. That one it's one I know, but other than that, I couldn't tell you. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I guess we're on the planet or I don't know how to say that. Orlando. Yeah. And this is the space between dimensions. Which, by the way, that is a really cool description. I really love that. And here is I already forgot her name.
Princess Projecta.
Princess Projecta is holding
AKA Jackie. We can call her Jackie. That's allowed.
Jackie, okay. Jackie is holding her husband Val. You're right, he crashed and he looks pretty dead here. And then who's this guy in the background? He's got the big fist. I thought it was maybe Metamorpho, but it's not.
That's Chameleon King, right?
Chameleon King. Okay.
And because Chameleon Boy is in the Legion, and he's a Durlan shapeshifter. Durlans are all over DC lore, depending on which lore you're following. But they're a planet of shapeshifters.
Yeah, and he's telling that you're hold your lover's corpse. You know what I mean? I thought that was pretty brutal. I don't know why, but that got me. But yeah, I don't know who this is. And nowhere in this issue do they explain who this is. I have no idea.
Nemesis Kid. So I want to tell you something.
I'm sorry. Let me back up. The lady
Princess Projecta.
That's still Projecta.
Yes.
I don't know why it looks a little different. And the gentleman in the hovercraft. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I think it's. Oh my God! I'm struggling.
Yeah, they don't call him by a name, so I didn't. I just started calling him Professor X because he looks like Professor X for the X-Men.
No, he's Lazon, Lazon, I believe.
Lazan. Okay. Lazan. Okay. So yeah, Princess Projecta here, she's, pretty.
No, I'm wrong. That's not him.
Oh, okay. A person to be named. So here we have, Princess Projecta. She's, upset her husband just died, and here they are in a space between worlds, and her world, is gone, and I can't imagine going through that. And what'd you say his name was? I'm sorry, Karate Kid.
Yes.
Karate Kid's the good guy, right? That's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, and Nemesis Kid or Nemesis Boy or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure. What a great name. He's telling her kind of like, like I told him this was going to happen kind of thing. And then this guy comes in with his neutralizer and said that he's going to finish her. We cut over to again an unknown to me superhero. I don't know who this is.
Lightning Lass.
So the lady with the red hair is Lightning Lass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so Lightning Lass. Yeah, we cut back to her, and it looks like the villains in the background are all tied up. So that big fight ended in their favor.
My girl.
So she cleaned up, and here she's addressing a someone named I can't even pronounce it. Alia Rands.
That's her name. That's her real name.
Oh, that's her real name. See, I don't know who this is. I thought she was talking to somebody else. So Lightning Lass is taking care of the bad guys. I thought this particular panel was really well, and this is how I learned that there's a brother and a sister in here somewhere. I don't know anybody's name, and I wish I did, because all we hear is comrades. She's my sister, but it doesn't address who that is. I don't know. I assume that's Lightning Lass now that I know that's who that is.
Yeah.
So he's referring to Lightning Lass. So I have this big. The rest of the Legion is going to. Looks like they're going to attack Lightning Lass. And somebody named Mekt, Mekt. Mekt.
That is Lightning Lord's real name, Mekt Rand.
That is Lightning Lord's real name. Okay.
Yes.
And okay, so Lightning Lord and Lightning Lass are siblings. Okay. Okay. See, we're learning stuff. You learn some things on the show sometimes, and I'm learning a lot. But yeah, so they were going to attack Lightning Lass, and he said, "Hold on, that's my sister," and that kind of just like made everyone kind of pause. So obviously they want to get more info on that. So here we have we're back in the space where Orlando used to be. I always want to say, for some reason, I'm trying to not say Orlando. Like, yeah, they're headquartered in Orlando, and Orlando's gone. Disney World is gone.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah. Right.
But don't worry. Other people have gotten it all mixed up like that too.
Yeah. I don't know why. My brain just keeps wanting me to say Orlando. And who's this gentleman in the red here?
Colossal Boy, red and blue.
Tall one.
And red and blue.
Yeah, Colossal Boy.
Yes.
Colossal Boy. Okay. Colossal Boy. Yeah, we have Colossal Boy, and here he's saying that and he's addressing a character named Black. Who the heck is Black? Is that he keeps saying speak for yourself, Black. Who's Black?
No, I think he's talking to sorry, now I got to go and find it and zoom in. Blah 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 blah.
I can zoom in.
Block. He's talking about Block.
Oh, Block. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And they they're talking about the planet and wildfire. I assume that's another here that I'm not sure who
he disappeared with the planet.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then you have Lass, you have Monel Shadow Lass, and I assume that's this vampire young lady down here in the right.
That is the first time anyone has addressed her in that way, so I'm going to forgive you. She is not a vampire. She has mastery over Shadow, like her brother, Shadow Kid, and like her ancestor from Legion, Legion, and also her other ancestor, that whacked out crazy bitch that holds the book of like fear for the Sinestro Corps.
I like the way you describe these characters. I can tell you're very passionate about the Legion of Superheroes, and that's good.
As one should.
I don't have a lot of interaction with them, and I don't know why. I haven't been avoiding them. It's just I don't know why. Maybe they're just not as popular.
We need to find Paul Levitt's run in hardcover. All right, we need a list. Signature King is getting one. Lady Fantastic gets one. Caroline, like, make a list of who needs the Paul Levitt. We need a Paul Levitt's hardcover, and we need a list of people it's going to.
I think I recently came across an omnibus of Legion of Superheroes. I should have picked it up, but anyway, back to the story. So they're saying watch out for the supervillains returning, and they are going off to I already forgot, but he said, "Don't sweat it, son boy." I assume that's this gentleman, that's this blonde-haired gentleman here.
Yes.
And I've never heard of the hero Sun Boy until I read this issue. Never heard of him.
Okay,
and that's sad.
I'm just gonna take that on the chin. Okay.
Well, don't take offense. Don't take offense to my ignorance. I bear full responsibility. I should know these characters because I enjoy the DC universe, but I don't know what it is. But this is a rough one for me because I didn't know who anybody was. And some people are leaving, and Sunboy here has a deck of cards, which I thought was pretty funny. He's like, "Hey, it's up for a game of cards." I thought that was pretty cool. And then the rest are going to find the missing legionaries. So back on not Orlando.
Yes.
There is a big fight here. I'm assuming this is Lightning Lass and Lightning
Lord.
Lightning Lord. Okay.
Her twin brother is Lightning Lad, who does not appear yet in the story.
So are they from the same? I remember you talking about, like, they come from a place where it's pretty common to have a twin and it's rare not to have a twin.
Correct. Okay. Yes.
Okay. So that's that group of individuals. Okay. So they're having a big blowout, as siblings do. You're my older brother, Mech, not my master. Pretty big word. So I just got to pause here and appreciate this art. There's a lot of detail to this, and I really enjoy some of these back issues that do this. Some of the newer ones, this would have easily been like a whole 2-page spread. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I really like how they condense this, and they could tell the story with just the artwork, and they really did a good job.
The original printing of these were Baxter issues, right?
Yeah.
So, like, because it was called Baxter stock because it was like a firmer page, right? And so, like, at the time, they were really like pushing to like have something greater going on the page.
Okay. Yeah. See, look, little tidbits I never would have known. I didn't know this was a reprint. I had no idea.
No. We're the digital. I'm sure we're reading the original digital.
Sure.
But the two covers, one says Legion of Superheroes, that's the Baxter edition, and Tales of the Legion of Superheroes was reprinted for newsstands back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they did the same thing with Teen Titans.
And they did the same thing with Teen Titans.
Did not know that either.
And I mean, it's a very interesting history, and it was definitely an interesting time to be alive, I got to tell you. Of course, we live in interesting times now. I wish I had a cocktail to talk about it, but go ahead.
So their fight is broken up by yet another hero that I'm not sure of, but I'm sure Cliff can tell us.
Another villain, Sun Emperor getting into the mix there.
The Sun Emperor. I don't even know where he came from. He just showed up.
He was in the last issue as well.
Not to be confused with Emperor of the Sun.
Right. Very, very different. Very different.
And he's telling her, "You must die at my hand, sister no more." And then she apologizes and then hits him with a huge energy beam, which I like the way. And you never really see the way art is laid out like this. You have like it starts off and then kind of goes down the side, and then you have the rest of the panels off to the right hand side, which I don't know why, but this is very aesthetically pleasing to me. This was pretty cool. I like this. I'm not sure who this big monster is. This guy here with all the teeth, or what
No,
he
I'm
is.
pretty sure that's Chameleon King transformed into that.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I'll take your word for it.
Well, he's an intimidating jerk. You know how that goes.
Okay. And then the gentleman with the
Chameleon Chief. Chameleon Chief. Yes.
Chameleon Chief. Okay. So Chameleon Chief is involved in breaking up the fight, and then we have the gentleman who's sitting in the chair with the neuralizing beam.
Yeah, not Professor Xavier. Yes.
Not Professor X. The guy with the neuralizer beam. He's going to take the powers. And I don't know who this hero is on the bottom.
Element Lad.
Element Lad. Okay.
Yes.
He said he's going to turn the air's oxygen into helium, which I thought was a pretty unique ability to have.
He is very powerful.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I was unaware. But again, this is a collection of people that I'm learning about for the first time. So it's interesting. I don't know anybody's abilities, so that's kind of neat. And it's some of the stuff I could tell is very old, like Lightning Lad, and I think isn't there a Balloon Boy somewhere?
Bouncing boy.
Bouncing Boy. Pretty cool. And I gotta say, Nemesis Kid was quickly becoming one of my favorites. Bad people in this issue, because he's so unhinged and unpredictable, and he's like a volcano. He could go off at any time. So Lightning Lass, still distraught over the loss of her husband, her people.
Distraught over the loss of her
Princess Projecta. You're right. I'm sorry, Princess Projecta. Upset about her world being gone, her people, her husband, and she's ready to absolutely destroy Nemesis Kid. Not Nemesis Man. Nemesis
By the
Kid.
way, to commit murder is the number one sin of the Legion of Superheroes. You know? Like they kicked Starboy out. Starboy, who would grow up to become Starman in JSA later in the Jeff Johns run. But they kicked him out over like defending his life, because he like shot somebody with a gun, and they were like, "Yeah, you're out." And then like they got over it one day.
Interesting. Yeah, I did not know that. That's pretty cool. Stop hitting him, Ultra Boy. I assume that's what this gentleman here is ripping his shirt. His name's Ultra Boy. Okay.
No, Ultra Boy is the one in red. Right?
Ultra Boy's in red. Okay.
And Ultra Boy is the one. He has all the powers of Superboy, but one at a time. And of course, he has Pentravision. And Pentravision is even better than X-ray vision because he can see through lead. Right?
Oh, okay.
And and here's another interesting thing. Daxamites are afflicted. They are weak to lead the way Kryptonians are weak to kryptonite. Right? Now, Mon-El, they saved him from the Phantom Zone, the Legion. Brainiac 5 came up with a permanent solution to that, and that's why Mon-El roams around the 30th century free, helping his friends. And Element Lad guessed correctly that the Legion of Supervillains wouldn't do the same for one of their own. So he turned this guy's clothing into lead, which is basically throwing him into all sorts of pain, and off he goes.
I did not know that. That's very interesting. And here we have one of the first people that I figured out was Radiation Roy, not Radiation Boy. And he's telling the other bad guys that hey, we have an opportunity here. We can kill a whole bunch of Legionnaires, and they're all attacking at the same time, and they are met with the big scary monster, and they are intimidated by him. So they take off. So that's helpful. And I already forgot this guy, his name.
The one being affected by lead?
No, the guy who ripping a shirt. You already told me about
that. Is Ovir. He is the one affected by lead.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's the guy. Okay, Ovir. Yeah, he's flying. He's out of there, and yeah, you already explained that they turned his shirt into lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was looking at it, and it took me a minute to realize that's what you were talking about. And I assume this big bird person
It's Chameleon Boy. Yeah.
Chameleon Boy. Okay.
Right, because Chameleon Chief turned into a big scary monster, so Chameleon Boy turned into one too.
I think that's part of my confusion because I couldn't tell the difference between Chameleon Boy and Chameleon Lord.
Chief.
Chameleon Chief.
Yeah, sorry,
Chameleon
I keep
Chief.
butchering it.
No, hey, that's okay because I have no idea. So I have no idea you butchered.
Yeah, but I don't want to butcher it because you have no idea. I want to let all the positive stuff sink.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. So they continue the big fight here, and Ultra Man,
Ultra Boy, yeah.
Ultra Boy
Yep.
is fighting.
This is Lazan. This is Lazan, as in Lazan.
Lazan.
Yeah.
Lazan. Okay. Cool. I don't know what are their powers?
Well, Lazan's power is moving at light speed, right?
Okay.
And basically zapping you with light, right? Ultra Boy, one power at a time, right?
Right. He's the one power at a time.
All the Legionnaires have a flight ring, so he's always able to fly because of the Legion ring. So that's one power he doesn't have to tap into. So he's tapped into ultra speed. Lazan is like, haha, no one's faster than me. And he's like, no, bitch, that's not what we're doing here. Pow, right in the kisser.
Okay. Very cool. And then, the villains are saying, plan isn't quite working here. Legionnaires are beating us, even though we outnumber them. And then I didn't understand what this blue thing was. It seemed like to be some kind of sentient object.
No, he's a sentient creature from another world. He needs that tank to survive. His name is like Zimzir or something like that.
Oh, I thought the guy in the green was talking to one of the other characters on this side.
That guy in the bubble. And the guy in the bubble, the creature in the bubble, uses telepathy to communicate. In the meantime, in white is Phantom Girl, and in green is Shrinking Violet, and they're coming.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. See, look, stay here on the show, everybody. You'll learn something. So this creature here has some kind of telepathy. Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense. And his name is Samir or whatever. Okay. And you already told me this young lady's name, and I already forgot.
That the green is Shrinking Violet, white is Phantom Girl.
Phantom Girl is fighting, and she goes after this creature named Zamir.
Yeah. She phases into his bubble, Kitty Pryde style. And if you know about phasing in Kitty Pryde, well, then you know what's going on here.
I have no idea what's going on here.
Okay, so you know how when Kitty phases, it messes up
I don't even know Kitty's pride power. I have no idea.
Oh my God, what is happening here?
Hey, I'm DC only.
DC.
I know who Kitty Pryde. Yeah, I'm a DC only. Yeah, this is a Marvel stuff back here.
Ryan, you're gonna emotionally prepare me, Ryan. Oh my God. All right, I can't even. All right, she phased in, which disrupted his unique special environment, and he's running off in pain. There you go. I've paraphrased.
Oh, okay. I would not guess by that artwork that's him running off, but I'll take your word for it.
That's his scream of pain, as you can tell.
Right, that I got, but I wasn't sure what was happening, and I wasn't sure it looked like she was like reaching her hand into like a fishbowl.
Right, it is a fishbowl for him. So she phased through, and that was like, oh no, you've upset my artificial environment.
That's pretty cool. And then we have this young lady. I already forgot her name.
Lightning Lass with her Lightning Lord.
Yep, Lightning Lord. And they are at the tail end of this gigantic battle. And I mean, again, this art is really good. So even though I'm absolutely killing this issue in a bad way, but like I can't help but like be in awe of the detail. You just don't see anything like this anymore.
No.
Imagine how long it would take to draw something like this and not use like a digital, like everything's digital now. I'm sure it's faster that way, but like on pen and paper, like, oh my God, look at this detail. That's
Oh
insane.
my God. But right, this is beautiful. I love how like she uses her abilities to be like, like gaze upon hell, and I'm like, oh, like
that's a lot is happening here. And Nemesis Kid is telling Projecta that her powers are useless, and he's kind of immune. Does he have some kind of immunity?
right. His power is to create. His power is his body takes a few seconds to master your ability, or like create the ability to defeat you, right? So in this case, he just ignores her projections, right? But little does he know, she has a little more power than he thinks. And so,
this is a projection.
Yes,
Okay.
there's a projection.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So Princess Projecta, there you go.
That makes sense.
You know, but like, I love this because there's something more going on. By the way, not only is there something more going on, I also like to point out to people that she married Karate Kid. I want to remind everyone that mofo taught her how to spar, okay? She did not show up here to be a punk. She showed up to be the queen of her people. All right, that said, let's keep going.
Okay, so she married this guy in the past?
She was married.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. And he's dead. Yeah. I keep confusing him with the Nemesis boy or whatever the heck his name is.
Nemesis Kid, yes.
Nemesis Kid, sorry. Kid boy, same thing. But yeah, she's gonna definitely lay the smackdown on this guy.
Yes.
And that's exactly what happens here. And he's dead. She broke his neck.
I know, it's amazing. As is her right as queen of her people.
Yeah.
As is her royal privilege. I was like, damn, girl, damn.
Yeah, you're right. She is justifying it. She's saying, he was condemned and I executed him. So, like, sure, I can understand why the Legion of Superheroes might have a problem with it, but like, I'm going to go home and I'm going to sleep great.
Yeah.
And then she's also like, do any of you have a problem with it?
Yeah, right.
Who's
step up if you got issues. Let's
yeah, she's like, I still got some left over if we're gonna do this.
Yeah, so we go back to Orlando, not Orlando. Not Orlando. Yeah, where they're still fighting, and finally we get a character that I recognize.
Brainiac 5.
Brainiac 5.
And look, your new favorite character, Sunboy, is there too.
Sunboy, yes. How could I possibly forget Sunboy?
And his real name is Dirk, like Dirk Diggler. Like, I'm telling you, I feel
his name is Dirk Diggler.
No, his name is Dirk.
Oh, like, I said his name was Diggler.
Right.
Oh, like
and
Dirk
I just,
Diggler. Okay.
Right. And I just feel like this character is for you. This character is for you. You know? And he essentially will stick it in anything that moves that's female. So like I feel like
he's
a player. He's a player.
I was gonna say he's an intergalactic playboy.
Oh,
interesting.
Very much so. Very much so.
Okay, that's good to know. And yeah, they put a big force field around Ron Carr.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that's okay. Barely anyone does.
And I assume that he's a bad guy, judging by what's happening.
Do you know what's funny? Is like there's a Ron Carr in New Jersey, a man who goes by this name in New Jersey, and it is driving me crazy that there's a real human with this name.
Ron Carr sounds like an interesting guy.
But anyhow, Ron Carr is terrible. So Ron Carr is from Neptune, and his superpower is to flatten his body.
Okay.
There you have it.
Interesting.
And
so
Batman chose to be a supervillain.
So they're interrogating this gentleman, and they're trying to find out, where the other superheroes went, and the planet. And here's where they learn that the planet didn't like die or anything. It's just on its way to another universe, which I thought was pretty cool. And that they stole, gosh, what was his name again? Zamir's ship.
Yeah.
Zamir's ship. They stole the Zamir ship. They're going to go on some kind of big rescue mission. But Brainiac 5 here says that the other Legionnaires are kind of on their own. So here we have our first glance of what's going on the actual planet in question here, or Orlando.
Yeah.
I don't know why I struggle with that. But here we have, I assume, some sort of queen or royal.
Yes, and you've already met her because that's her husband on the funeral pyre.
Oh, I don't remember who that guy is.
Okay, that's Karate Kid on the funeral pyre.
Oh, that's Karate Kid. Okay, yeah.
That means that she is Queen Projecta.
That's Princess Projecta. Yes. Okay.
Princess Projecta is now
okay.
Queen.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay. I thought we were like the planet was still, and never mind. Anyway, I'm not gonna explain how wrong.
No, like her. Obviously, her people have come out of hiding. The Legion of Supervillains defeated. I love how at the bottom of the funeral pyre is just Nemesis Kid's body. Like, look at it. I love this.
Maybe use his body as some kind of kindling. I don't know.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a very disrespectful burial. I'm very sure.
Yeah. But yeah, they're at the funeral, and Princess Projecta is talking about the royal promise.
Yep.
I'm not sure what that consists of, but and they don't really go into a whole lot about what it is. But they're asking Princess Projecta to come back to them, and she hands over her ring, which I thought was pretty cool.
Because her royal promise is like her and Val, aka Karate Kid, were coming back to rule her world as king and queen, right? The royal promise is to lead and protect her people. And now, based on what has happened, she's like, I am still here to fulfill the promise, And that's when she hands over the ring, or that's part of why she hands over the ring.
That's interesting to know. Yeah. But yeah, she's out. I mean, she's doing her own thing now. She's coming back to rule over her home world. And I assume that they're projecting, maybe that's a good word. But when they say everybody back in the bubble, they're going to teleport them back to where they are or where they need to go.
To whence they came, the regular matter universe.
A regular matter universe. Okay, very cool. So once they get into the regular matter universe,
well, they don't. They're in the hyperspace between worlds.
Yeah, dimensions.
In between dimensions. Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah. No, listen. This is some wild sci-fi shit we're dealing with here, but you gotta hang tight with it.
I enjoy it. I'm learning a lot, but there's a lot of stuff here that's happening, and it's a lot to take in.
Yeah. Element Lad refers to it as a sea of nothing.
Yes, he does. He does up here, a sea of nothing. But I imagine that's what living between worlds was like. Again, I'm absolutely lost about who some of these characters are. I don't recognize this guy down here with the yellow antlers or the yellow antenna.
That is Chameleon Boy.
That's Chameleon Boy. Okay, we got a close up here of Chameleon Boy, but so they're in Zamir's ship, and they're teleporting between dimensions, and they're in the sea of nothing. Yeah, and the powers alone.
Now this bitch here, Esperlass, all right, she's like, I read Zinzier's mind, so I know how to take control of our ship. Peace out, y'all. You're here alone. Goodbye.
Okay, that's who that is. Okay,
she is that girl. She is to see you next Tuesday. She is that.
And they leave him stranded.
That's right. She's like, I am cunning, I am uniqueness, I am nerve, I am talent. Peace out, Legion of Superheroes.
Yeah. And we cut back to the castle on Orlando,
Yes.
And I have no idea who this gentleman is. With the
That's just one of the knights of Orlando.
On the other page. Okay, just
Yeah.
the guard. Okay. Yeah, and he's looking at the dead body here of villain Nemesis Kid. I don't want to say villain kid. Nemesis Kid. And he has here. He's thinking, no, Master, Her Majesty said it right. Wonder what's so bloody important that was worth all this killing, though. So he's upset. A lot of death and destruction. But
so I want to give you additional backstory. The very first issue of Adventure Comics, which is the very first comic book Jim Shooter ever wrote, is the issue of Adventure Comics with the debut of Nemesis Kid, Princess Projecta, Karate Kid, and Fero Lad. And it was part 1 of the Traitor Legionnaire. And Nemesis Kid set up Karate Kid to look like the traitor. In the following issue, also written by Jim Shooter, the Karate Kid proves himself innocent and they defeat Nemesis Kid, right? And Nemesis Kid only wanted to get access to the Legion and their secrets to destroy them, but they figured it out and booted his ass, and he would come back time and time again to be disruptive. But this time, it was his turn to lead the Legion of Supervillains. This was his plan, right? And of course, it led to his death, but not before he killed Karate Kid.
Yeah, that's a lot of story that I honestly had zero idea.
But that is part of why this story is so meaningful to me, because
it's pulling ties all the way back to the beginning.
Ties. Yeah. And Paul Levitz wrote this, and Paul Levitz went not real fisticuffs, right? But went to like editorial blows with Jim Shooter at various points in his life, you know? Mm-hmm. And, I mean, if you go to Paul Levitz's Facebook page, you can read some of his thoughts on their friendship over the years that he wrote when Jim Shooter passed. But this is this is just always such a powerful arc to me, because number 1, it is written powerfully, right? But number 2, because I know what it draws from, right? So in that final moment, what was all of this worth? It was because this is what happens when you have someone who's just bent on ruling, tyranny, pettiness, right? Which is the absolute different about power and responsibility, which we've seen power and responsibility throughout these 2 issues, specifically with Projecta being be Legionnaires, be damned, I killed this dude. And also, I know you want me to go back with you, but I am Queen of Orlando, and this is my place. This is my duty. I love you all. Thank you. Take the Legion ring and be gone. I just find it just incredibly powerful. Not to mention how powerful the Legion working together is, right? It's only 2 issues. There are too many characters, but at no point do you lose the sense of them working together. Cosmic Boy is on Earth with every backup they have to guard the planet. You've got Monel's group waiting for their friend's return to jump on the action. And you've got the other team fighting for their lives in the realm between realms, or whatever the hell that is. I freaking love it. And then, of course, the next series we get into, there's more stuff that happens. And one of the 2 paths that we go on with the Legion for the next arc is the Lost Legionnaires, because you've got Element Lad, Shrinking Violet, Phantom Girl, Chameleon Boy. They're lost, and they we got to figure out how to get home. I love it. I just love it. I thought
it was a good story.
I hope I sold you on my theme for these 2 issues.
We're going to get into something a little bit different than the Legion of Superheroes, but first I want to say hi to a few folks who have popped in, including Sad Vision. Sleepy Reader 666 has stopped by. JP Fawn is here, who is a fan of Dream Girl. That's very cool. And did we have any? No, I think it's just those two have popped in since that we haven't officially recognized. So, Cliff, you're taking us to a holiday-themed Superman book for our final review tonight.
Yes.
Take it away.
Because, all right, like there, look at the note, like right on the cover. That I can. Look at the note, like right on the cover, right off the bat. We're at Dear Superman. I know you probably get a lot of these, like, my father's dying, but like you should help him. You're Superman. Like, if that doesn't pull at your heartstrings immediately, I don't know what. Right? Let's go to page 1. Right? Page 1, Superman is absolutely dreading this. And of course it's Metropolis mailbag. And like, but he's like, he goes, why do I do this to myself all the time? Right? And like, and he's going through the whole rigmarole. Next page. So there's this guy who guards Superman's mail at the post office, right? And intrepid reporter Lois Lane, known friend of the Man of Steel, who's come to help cover a story on Superman's mail duties that he takes up every year. How quaint, right? So anyhow, Superman's like kind of dreading it and whatever. And the guy's like, oh, you've got more mail than ever, Supes. We're talking hundreds of thousands of pieces of paper. Next page.
Jeez.
So now it's like incredible, and I like how Lois is like, yo, shouldn't we have like started weeks ago or something? And he's like, oh, prolong the torture. So they start getting into it. Next page, I think, is like where we start getting the dumb stuff. By the way, on the last page, the way Lois's hat was and the shadowing, it was just atrocious. Like, poor Lois Lane. So now we're really getting into the thick of it. And somebody's like, oh, Superman, I have this wonderful thing. Like, let's drill for oil. I'll make you money. And he's like, yeah, sickening. And another one is like a kid. It's like, I have a science experiment. Crush a rock into coal for me. And, and Superman's like, yeah, I don't actually do that. And like Lois is like, that's good. I like my ring better. So at this point, they are engaged. She knows Clark and Superman are the same person, right? Next page. So Superman starts reading this letter from a Holocaust survivor, and she thought that she was the only family member who survived. But no, she has a little sister who's in a nursing home in the United States, and if anyone can get her, it's you, Superman, right? Next page. And sure enough, Superman shows right up. Look at her. Oh, you're my only family, Miss Kitty. Superman's like, bing bong, like, no, girl, we're gonna bundle you up. I have called the United Nations. It's time to go. You're gonna spend your holidays with your family. Next page. I love my paraphrasing. And look, he has brought her to whatever part of, oh my God, I forgot what part of the world they're in. Blah, blah, blah. Where did they go? Germany. They're in Germany, right? And I love it. And there they are, Mrs. Schomer, oh, Agnes, is it you? And look, she's screaming Ellie. She knows it's her sister. They're going through the whole thing. Superman's like really feeling the love. Like, it's like, oh my God, like, I reunited people. This is wonderful. The only thing more wonderful for this with Superman is for Tony to read The Adventures of His Friends, the Legion of Superheroes. Since Tony is a DC Comics fan, Superman would love that. Love that. All right, next page. So, like, Lois and Supes are feeling pretty good, right? Now, Lois always proving absolute added value. She's like, I started sorting these letters out to organizations that could help these people. And Superman's like, that's excellent because those organizations are better suited for this than I am. And I love that. So, like, Lois already taking the lead, like throwing out the garbage mail, keeping the good stuff. I love it. All right. And then, of course, they get into another letter. There's a woman who needs a heart transplant, but what are we going to do? Next page. This is the letter from the cover of the comic. Okay. This kid has done a drawing, colored it, of Superman, asked Superman to try and save his father. Superman's like, I may have like super powered vision or whatever, I can't perform surgery. I'm going to go to see this kid. Next page. So he flies to the hospital. He's already feeling like nauseous. And again, he's just like, I fight Darkseid. I fight the parasite, but nothing is making me as nauseous as I am thinking about meeting this boy. It's kind of sweet. I get it. But also, like, come on, Superman. Like, Darkseid is the god of evil. Like, I feel like, you know, like, this is how, like, why are we comparing the two things, Superman? So, of course, the woman there is the mother of the child, and she, you know, says hello to Superman, and she's like, my husband passed away 10 minutes ago. Next page. So he starts talking to her, and he's like, so sad. He's like, I wish I had been here, and, you know, but, like, there's nothing I would have been able to do anyway. The son shows up, Terry, who wrote the letter. I hate you. You know, you let my dad die. You're too late. You suck. You're awful. And she's like, no, Superman, don't leave. Like, talk to my son. Try to make him understand, because she's a cool woman. Next page. So he talks to him, and of course he gets down, kneels to him, tells the kid, like, I want you to know how much I loved I love the drawing you sent me, right? And I need you to know that even if I had gotten here on time, I don't have those abilities. I couldn't have saved your father, right? And then of course the mother's like, look, you know, God, you know, everybody did all they could. God wanted your father. Thank you, Superman. You know, and I was like, way to go and handle that, Christian mom. Good time, very Christmassy, right? So, by the way, Jackson Geis, who drew this, he released something today about Superman and religious ties on his Facebook, and I'm like reading this, and I'm like, oh boy. But he actually likes that James Gunn like freed Superman from those bonds. Pretty interesting. All right, next page. You know, they start talking about like what to do with his remains. Are they interested in being organ donors? And Superman's like, look, I just read a story, and like, oh, not read a story. Like, I have a letter from someone who needs a heart transplant. Your husband's heart may not even be a match, but there are people out there who could use it. Please think about it. And sure enough, Superman convinces her. And then Superman is off to Kansas City, where sure enough, that man was a match for this woman going into surgery, you know? And of course, the doctors are like, we had extraordinary help. And next page, from an extraordinary man, you know? So they go through the whole thing. And he said, thanks to a young woman and her boy in Utah, like, you know, all of that. And Superman takes off. And you're the page behind the page I'm talking about.
Oh,
and next page after this, all right, he comes back to Lois. Notice how he lays out his cape so they can like do like a little picnic in the park at the post office.
I like that.
You know? I love it. It's these small things to remind me how much I love Lois and Clark together, right? So at this point, I think is when Lois starts talking about like, the Daily Planet does like a Christmas thing every year. She would like Superman to show up. Also, by the way, shout out here. Notice the bag on the floor is a Big Belly Burger bag.
Wow.
Next to Lois. So just so everybody knows, Big Belly Burger and the DCU.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just like, I think it'd be great if Superman was there. And he goes, you know what? I'm going to do something to make it special. All right, next page. This is Dr. Emil Hamilton. Now, he started as a soft-ass villain for Superman. Then he became Superman's go-to tech guy. This is during that era. This is the Emil that I want to remember. He turns into a mother lover later on. We'll get there one day. Anyhow, he's talking to Emil. He's like, I got friends in places. And he's like, we're going to work this out. And, you know, because basically Superman wants to do like the whole Santa Claus thing, right? So he calls Bruce Wayne. And Alfred's like, there's a gentleman who says he's Superman on the phone. He's like, oh, he's probably trying to wish me a Merry Christmas. And he's like, yeah, what's up? And it's just like, Bruce, kids, orphans, needy, no presents. You know, next page, Bruce is like, I'm on it. He's like, I'll talk to the department store in Metropolis. I'll have them handle everything, delivery. I'll have them bill Bruce Wayne. So, of course, Emil was like, boy, you move fast. And he's like, all right, let's do this thing, Emil. Come on, let's get together. We may have to stop by the zoo along the way. I love it. Next page, page 20. Lois arrives. The kids are singing Jingle Bells. You know, they're talking to Lois. Lois invites the kids outside. You know, you hear ho, ho, ho. Page 21, my beloved splash page of Superman flying Santa Claus in. I love this page. I've always
That's
loved
awesome.
Page, right? And that's Emil dressed up as Santa Claus, right? And of course, Superman in all black, so that hopefully they don't even notice him, right? So I think that that's great. Then the page after, we get to, like, Emil is loving it, being Santa Claus, and he's like, did they see me? No, get out of here before they do. And Lois says, well, all his powers, he's still so kind, so gentle. God, I love him, you know? And in the meantime, Superman's like, oh, it looks like my idea worked. You know, I'll come back later, and I want to check in on that heart transplant. But I like how on the bottom left, he says, tonight it's better for these kids to believe in the magic of Santa than in the abilities of Superman. Beautiful. Next page, page 23. Forgot this was in this issue, but I love it, right? He's like, oh, the last thing I want to do is like look at my own mail, but like whatever. And he opens it, and it's a wedding invitation to the marriage ceremony of Lana Lang and Pete Ross.
Wow.
His childhood love and his childhood bestie. And that's where we end this issue. Well, Merry Christmas, Mr. Kent.
That's
I
awesome.
love it. But most importantly, I think I love the holiday spirit, but I love how generously it contributes to power and responsibility, because Superman does have the power to do things, right? And there's 2 lives he changed for the better because he had the power to be Superman, right? But there were things he could not do because he's Superman. You know, and anyhow, I hope everyone enjoyed my theme. I know I liked it. This is a very long and powerful trek through the world of the Legion of Superheroes. Hopefully, Tony enjoyed us resting our laurels in the world of Superman.
I got a feeling if I say Legion of Superheroes in Retro Review, Tony gonna be going, I got plans that weekend. I can't come on.
Oh, I'm sick.
No, it was fun.
Someone send this man multiple hardcovers. Send him Superman, the Legion of Superheroes by Jeff Johns. Send him. I don't even know how to collect the Paul Levitz run. We got to find it, collect it, and send it.
That's right. You know, I will say one thing, though. And Tony, I'm just going to use you as an example, okay?
Sure.
I do think that DC has a problem when you have characters that have been around from the Silver Age and a diehard fan like Tony just doesn't know these characters. That's some type of an issue that they haven't been able to get over with this group.
The only Legion of Superheroes books I have are the run from who did that? Brian Michael Bendis, the more recent one. Yeah,
oh,
that's it.
God.
Yeah.
It's
literally my only exposure to them.
That is terrible. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't hate all of it, but I didn't love all of it either. I mean,
yeah, they're just not really published anymore. You get little tidbits here and there.
Right now, Superman is fighting evil versions of them. It's like insane.
Yeah. It's a shame. But then again, you know, the DC universe is so vast. You know, even I, a diehard, learn stuff all the time about DC.
I never knew about Section 8 until this show.
See?
There you go.
And I knew about Section 8, but I didn't.
Gore Vidal will never let you forget about it.
Oh, Gore bought the entire series because of this show.
There you go.
And I tell you what, I learned, I'm going to tease at a later date to be determined, I learned that there are even more F-tier stories and characters that I had no idea existed until someone told me about it. I thought they were lying. I looked it up, and I was like, who okayed this at DC? Mm-hmm. Someone should have been fired. And they published it. It's mind-blowing.
Cliff, I forgot to remind you, so I'm just going to do it now during the show. Did you happen to pull something for your book show portion? If not, we can put you last while you get something.
Oh my God, wait, what was that? What, I had to bring something to show off?
Yeah, anything DC oriented. We can just
I'll go
move
first.
you.
I can go first.
We can move you to last so you can find something. Okay.
I have something perfect, so don't worry.
Okay. Well, then you can go first. Tell us about your channel, anything that's going on with your channel. Incidentally, there is a link for Cliff's channel in the description for this video, so please sub up if you haven't already. Talk about your channel and then give us a book show, please.
Go enjoy my channel where I have interview series with other comic collectors that I call Comics and Coffee with Cliff and Comics and Cocktails with Cliff. And then sometimes it's Comics and Company with Cliff if cocktails aren't involved. You know, it's just whatever. But the point is, it's about getting together with other people, talking about our love of comics, and going over past cover price top 10s and sometimes crapping all over them. I love it. And
that sounds fun.
It's so much fun. It really is. Because like we do a comic of the week, right, of something recent. Then we do the Bussy Buster, which is like something you've added to your collection that you're like really proud of, right? And then we move from that into Rate It or Hate It, where I pull up an old cover price or like the cover price like review. And I was like, all right, 4 years ago, this was hot. Do we rate it or hate it? And it's just like, yeah, this is garbage. Why would we rate this? And but like some of it like passes, right? And then a lot of it passes actually, but some of it is tragic. And then we finish it up with the 5-finger shuffle. Yes, double entendre. And that's where my guest brings 5 comics or trades or whatever, 5 books of their choice to share with the audience with a theme of their choice. And just, you know, and that's it. And it's a good time. And we just, you know, we drink our cocktails or our coffee and we get silly with it. I have a good time. As far as things to show off, KRS Comics and the Comic Mint joined together to do a blind bag reprint of All-Star number 58, which is the first appearance of Power Girl, right? And you could get all sorts of variants. So I got this lovely variant, which is a 1 in 700, I believe.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Right? Then this other one, which is a 1 in 500.
Wow.
And last but not least, this one was 1 in 200 or 1 in 300. It was very low.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool. I really like that. Yeah.
So I'm going to open another one of these sometime soon on my channel. And then a third one of these will be part of my members giveaway in September.
Wow, that's cool. Congratulations.
I feel pretty good about it. I was like,
should.
oh, this is fun.
Yeah, you should. That's awesome. So, way to go.
And plus, how do we not love our Kryptonians?
Yeah.
Toss a
Mr.
coin to your
Signature
local
King,
Kryptonian.
your channel, your book show, your goal when you hit 2,000 subscribers.
I don't know what my goal is when I hit 2,000 subscribers. I have no idea. Well, I guess we'll find out when we get there.
I think I already know.
In terms of you know what's coming up on the channel, I took a couple days off. I had a childhood friend that I haven't seen in probably like 20 years come over, and we spent a lot of time together. We went on a comic book crawl where we hit like probably 4 or 5 different shops, and it was so much fun just to see. And I even went to a shop or two that I've always wanted to go, but it was just the drive. I couldn't make it. But luckily, I was able to schedule some time, and we did. And I picked up a lot of cool stuff. That's coming up later. I'll show you what I got. But I haven't done anything here in the office yet, really. But I'm actively sorting some new issues here. These are all relatively new issues. A lot of Absolute Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Flash, and going through some of the more recent print of EC Comics, because EC Comics came back. And I didn't know this, but they are published and written and all that good stuff very close to my house, like within 20 minutes. So
oh, wow.
I'm trying to support local, so I'm doing that. But stay tuned for that. Lots of shorts coming up because the algorithm demands shorts for whatever reason. In terms of a book show, I don't know which one I want to show. I think I'm going to show this one. I'm not going to show them both.
Okay.
And there's a reason. But I'm going to show this one here because I think that Mr. Lasso will get a real good kick out of it. It's the issue 1 of Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Justice League.
Oh, yeah.
And that is the cool Cheetah foil.
Nice.
It is very cool. As soon as I saw this one, I knew I had to have it. The cover artist on here is Gerald Perel. I think that's how you say his name, Gerald Perel. Very cool. This seems, I haven't read it yet. I didn't thumb through it, but
I have read it.
Is it good? It seems like a decent,
it is. Actually, it's fun.
decent read.
It is fun. Yeah. It's so nice when things are fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, that is very cool. So I'm going to look forward to that. So I got
that's
a bunch
the cover
of
I bought. Only I didn't get the foil.
My LCS said that if I asked them if I could get the foil, and they said the only way they would get it is if I ordered it specifically, because it was a pretty decent ratio. But yeah, I got it. I'm happy with it. I picked up a ton of foils and some Dead Man issues, but we'll get into that later. Yeah, it was a great comic book weekend. It was very comic book this weekend. I can't wait. In fact, I just buried myself on top of another avalanche that I was trying to dig out of. So now I'm getting my comic book shovel out, trying to shovel out of this a fun mess. It is a fun mess to go through.
Nice.
Lots to come.
Bobby has joined us. So hi, Bobby. How you doing? Hope you're having a good, nice holiday weekend. My channel, I'll talk about things that are currently on the channel and things that are coming on the channel. I have my back issue of the week YouTube short. The current one is on Squadron Supreme, which is the Marvel version of the Justice League. Essentially, only they're evil. So that's the current back issue of the week.
That is the Squadron Sinister.
They were the Squadron Supreme at the time that the book I picked came out.
Right, but you're talking about the Squadron Supreme series, right?
I'm talking about their mini from the 80s.
Right, they are heroic. They're not villainous. Right, they are the Squadron Supreme. And you'll note that they are sabotaged by a member of the Squadron Sinister. And like that's part of my love of their convoluted history is the first encounter with them that the Avengers have. It's an alternate world and the Squadron Sinister. Sometime later, they actually encounter the Squadron Supreme. My only sadness for the Squadron Supreme is like they always end up second fiddle characters no matter what, you know. And the George Perez Busiek run, the Squadron Supreme are like really trying to fight for like some sense of superhero dominance, and it just doesn't work out. And I think they get a chance to go back to their world and do something right again. But you know, you've seen them floating around the Marvel universe. We all know what's going on.
Yeah,
they can't get a break.
So tomorrow's back issue of the week will be Labor Day themed, and it's going to tie into the Super Friends. And needless to say, they are kicking back on the cover of the back issue of the week that's going to drop tomorrow morning. My current comic book editions video it's just been raining AOKs at my house. I've been so fortunate. I have Mr. Gretzky 9966 sent me an AOK. It has autographs. It has a slab. It has back issues. It has lots of stuff. So I was very fortunate to be the recipient of that. It's like 30 minutes full of stuff. So it's chock full of great stuff. So thank you, Matt, Mr. Gretzky, for sending that my way. The upcoming comic book editions video, another AOK, silver-haired Bronze Age babe sent something to me, and I think she sent something to Tony too. And my unboxing will be in the video that's coming out on Tuesday afternoon. Also, I did a JLA versus Avengers with John's Comics with Friends. That was on his channel this past Wednesday, but there's a playlist for it archived on my channel in the collaborations playlist folder. And tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 my time, I'm going to be on John's Comics with Friends channel, and we're going to be talking about Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel.
Ooh,
so I'm looking forward to that.
Up here.
Yeah, there she. I see her right over there. Yep, right there next to Namor. So that's what's kind of coming up on the channel. So on the road to 1K, thank you all that are new subscribers and that have been pushing the channel and longtime friends. Certainly do appreciate it. We would love for you to share a cover with us at home. Use the Instagram hashtag FanboysLive in the Retro Review when you do for your own version of a book show. But I have to show something, too. I almost forgot to do this. To tie into our theme tonight, I picked a couple books. So the Legion of Superheroes run that we did, the Baxter run, this was issue 1 from that run. And I think that that's a pretty awesome cover.
That is a cool cover.
Yeah, that's poster worthy for sure, I think. And then to do some more Legion of Superheroes. These are so cool, and they only did them for a select amount of titles back in the mid-'80s, right before Crisis. But this is the official Legion of Superheroes Index.
Love it. Love it.
And not only do we have issue 1 on the back, I put issue 2. And then it did wrap up with an issue 3. So
and look who's on that cover. Look who's on that cover.
Yes, Tony, can you name all these people on this cover? Tony's like, I can't. I can name Superboy.
I see Superboy, and I know Brainiac's in there somewhere, but
that's Brainiac 5. But Tony, the 4 people in the middle. The 4 people in the middle.
He might have trouble with this one.
I don't know who the gentleman is in white.
Okay, the gentleman in white is Feral Lad, and he dies a long time ago, so that's okay.
Feral Lad, okay.
The woman with the white hair on the left.
Is that Lightning Lass?
No, that's Princess Projecta.
Projecta, okay.
And then next to her would be
her husband,
yes.
Karate Boy or Kid.
Karate Kid, yes.
Kid.
The Karate Kid film series does have to pay DC Comics for the name use, yes. And then
that's cool. I didn't know that.
And then Nemesis Kid is there.
There you go.
Yeah, so very old timey names, Power,
yes.
And then Boy, Girl, or Lass, Lad.
Well, that was like their weird way of like homaging like their love of Superboy, right?
Yeah.
So like, well, he was Superboy, so like all of our names should be Kid, Lad, Boy, Girl,
And that's okay. At the
Bobby's
time,
got them down. Bobby knows who they are.
It was very popular at the time. Maybe didn't age great, but that's okay. It's a classic for a reason.
When they rebooted the Legion again, and actually, you know what? You don't have to pay attention to the reboot. Use the link that we used to read the story. Go to issue 1 of the series and just read it through and have yourself a little adventure in the 30th century. Start with issue 1 and just read it through. Like, hopefully it'll provide more names that we weren't able to, and like it'll get you somewhere.
Yeah, and we hope you enjoy.
Only a few times we've ever done Legion of Superheroes on this channel.
But as I said, there is a Superboy in the Legion of Superheroes coming up in a few weeks that one of our guests has picked. I just found that out yesterday.
Can't wait.
But that's not the entire theme of the week.
Sure.
So it's just one book. So Cliff, you've been amazing. I know that you almost had a heart attack when you found out he didn't know who Kitty Pryde was, but you survived.
No. Let me back up. I know who Kitty Pryde is.
You just
don't
know
her powers. Did you ever watch Pride of the X-Men?
You don't know what that is.
I don't even know what that is. No,
so,
I don't know what that is.
Okay,
Tony, no. Cliff, just give me one chance to say this before you say it, okay? So Kitty Pryde, she can phase. She's a phaser. She can phase through walls and floors and stuff like that.
I mean, I know she was in the X-Men movie. I remember that.
Yeah.
By,
how the X-Men get a hold of her? They say, "Here, kitty, 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 kitty." That's how they get her. And then when she hears that, she phases through the walls.
No.
This is the face of, thank God this show is almost over. Cliff, we love you.
Is amazing.
We love you, Cliff.
I love you guys too.
Thank you for coming on tonight. Please subscribe to Cliff. Once again, link is in the description if you're not subscribed already. Please sub up everyone that was in the chat. You guys were pretty awesome. More Legion supporters in the chat than I was expecting there to be, and I think that was great. You've been watching the greatest DC Comics show on YouTube, Fanboys Live, the Retro Review. Next week, Tony, what are we doing next week? Something that you and I know nothing about.
I don't remember. What are we doing next week?
Star Trek.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. That.
We are doing Green Lantern and Star Trek in preparation for an event, and we have a special guest next week, a first-time
Luckily, I've already
guest.
read those, so I'm already ready.
Okay, you're going to have to carry me on those. I'm going to tell you right now. Our special guest next week is someone not so much from the comic book community, but more from the Star Trek community, and her name is the NX7062 podcast is going to be with us next week for Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. So we will see you then. Until then, take care. Have a happy, healthy, and successful week. Enjoy your bonus day off tomorrow. We love you, and goodbye.
Peace.